Hi guys, thanks very much for joining us. My name's Michael.
And I'm Matthew.
And you're watching Parallax Live, Twitch's very best gaming talk show. This week on the show, we're going to be running a poll about Rise of the Tomb Raider. We're going to be previewing Gamescom, which is coming up really soon, actually.
It's come out of nowhere, hasn't it, since C3?
Week after next, actually. Yeah, first week of August. We're also going to be having a look at what's going to be playable at the Eurogamer Expo, which is in fact the following month, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So we've got Gamescom in August.
That's coming up quick as well.
Yeah, Eurogamer in September. Then I think we've got Tokyo Game Week in October. We've literally got a month after month from now. And of course we'll be bringing you all the latest gaming news, and we may even have time to have a little chat about the new Hitman game that's coming out fairly soon. So, what have you been playing this week?
Well, I literally played Game of Thrones episode 5 before coming round. Completed that. I won't do any spoilers because I know you're only half hour into it at the moment.
Yeah, I didn't. I was hoping to actually get it finished before the show, but I didn't quite because I got the opportunity to play something else, which we'll talk about a little bit later in the show. But how did you feel episode 5? I mean, was it episode 4 that we felt was a bit journeyman?
Yeah, I think it was.
I think it was episode 4, wasn't it? So, do you feel as though episode 5 was a bit better paced, a bit more?
There was a lot
substance
more going on,
right?
And one of the annoying things is every time you left a character, you wanted to know what was going on next to that character. So just as you were getting into each part of that character, it whisked you away to somewhere different.
Right. Yeah.
But then obviously you went back to being that character and finished that sequence. But for ending, boy oh boy, I mean, if we thought the first episode had an ending, this one, I mean, it made the Red Wedding look like nothing.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm certainly looking forward to getting to that.
I've been a bit upsetting as well. Maybe not upsetting is not the right word, a bit difficult to choose.
Were you weeping by the time the credits rolled?
Not quite.
Inconsolable.
I was starting to try and think if I made the right choice or not, but it's difficult.
Well, if there's going to be a tricky choice, the end of the game is the right place for it, because then it's easy to go back and change it.
Yeah. I mean, everywhere else in the game there's a few decent choices to make, but not as many as the last game where you had that sequence in King's Landing and there's every conversation, you're like, oh shit, did I make the right choice?
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, the Telltale games are really at their best when they have you constantly second guessing yourself in terms of the choices throughout. I think the episode we criticised, which I can't remember was either episode 3 or episode 4, there was
it was episode 3 when they were pointing out what they wanted you to do.
It was really signposted what the final decision was going to be. It was I don't think it's spoilery to say this, but sort of the characters were saying, oh yes, this character is going to try and antagonise you, but you really mustn't snap and, you know, give in to the antagonism and attack him or whatever. And the whole episode literally drove towards that. And literally the denouement was the character antagonising you, and then you had a choice of whether to actually lose your temper or not.
And one of the good things about this episode actually is there's a choice you make. I won't say what choice in I think it was episode 1 or 2, and basically there's a big reveal what your previous choice in one of the first 2 episodes plays a big part of.
Right. Okay. It's always good when those early choices actually, especially the ones that you think have made no difference to the game at all, when they kind of rear their heads.
And the thing is, because I didn't think it made a difference to the game, and when it was unveiled, I didn't think it was because of that choice. It was only afterwards when I was reading up and realised that the unveil depends on the choice. And I was like, oh, so that's what decides it. And I thought that was quite clever.
Yeah, that's when it's really at its best. I'm still making my way through The Witcher 3.
Yeah.
Which I suspect is going to take a very, very long time. I'm just kind of taking my time.
You've just got out of a prologue, and
well, yes, indeed. Yeah. I was quite late starting it. I wanted to sort of wait for the first few patches to roll in, especially as I'm
wait
playing.
3 weeks for it, or 4, nearly 4. I think it must have been a good month after release. Yeah,
it did take a while, and I I've also obviously played the first half hour or so of my laptop's actually locked up, so I can't see the chat at the moment.
Yeah, Fred Too Good has just said afternoon, lads. So
good afternoon to you, Fred Too Good. I was having this trouble with my laptop on when we were playing Quiplash the other day.
Your Chromebook's not looking so good now.
It's not. I don't know. It's just ran beautifully until this week, and now it's just completely locked up. Sorry.
Hottie Man says afternoon, guys. Afternoon.
Good afternoon, Hottie Man. We're very pleased you could join us. Very pleased both of you could join us. Indeed, anyone who's watching or in chat, do say hello. I also got the opportunity to have a game of Hitman, actually, which was quite nice because we hadn't really seen. There was a bit of leaked gameplay footage, and that's really all we'd seen of Hitman, which, considering it's a Christmas release...
They haven't really shown any real gameplay yet. And I mean, talking of Gamescom and Eurogamer, I mean, we'd expect to see gameplay at both of them, because like we've seen in previous years, with Assassin's Creed Unity, and what was the other game which was a no-show at Eurogamer and was delayed? I remember talking about it a few years ago, and I said, oh, it wasn't there. I went to our first Eurogamer.
Yeah.
But anyway, and Unity was a no-show at Eurogamer and Gamescom in terms of gameplay, and it was a not a finished game. So depending on what is at places and what isn't, you can sort of see how the development's coming along.
Indeed, yeah, and we should. Speaking of Eurogamer Expo and indeed Gamescom, we should probably have a talk about what's actually going to be. A few games have been announced for both of those in the last week or so. There's a bit of overlap in them. There's obviously more being announced for Gamescom because obviously that starts in just over a week from now. Hottie Man says, are you guys getting Rainbow Six Siege? Well, really looking forward to. We're both in the beta, actually, the next beta. We didn't get into the last beta, but we are both definitely in the next beta. And thanks ever so much, Luca McCann, for hitting the follow button. You're very welcome to the follow, our first new follow of the day. Yeah, we're really looking forward to the beta, actually, because I was watching some streams of the first beta, or the alpha, or whatever they call it, and it kind of looks like, I've said this in previous shows actually, it looks like they may actually be sort of taking the Counter-Strike formula, making a good, proper, get your teeth into it, multiplayer shooter.
Just like Modern Warfare was, really.
Indeed, yeah. Sort of going back, almost pre-Modern Warfare, really, to sort of that Counter-Strike 1.6 era, which which we haven't obviously seen for quite some time. So yeah, if our mileage with the beta is good, then we'll definitely. I mean, I'm certainly more interested in Rainbow Six Siege than
Black Ops 3.
Ops 3.
I mean, we're in the beta for both of them, so.
Indeed, yeah. So we'll definitely be comparing notes on that. Yeah, let's talk about. Gamescom is first. So here's what's planned. Well, actually, no. I'll talk about Eurogamer Expo first because there's been less announced for Eurogamer Expo than it is at Gamescom, and everything that's been announced for Eurogamer Expo is also going to be as Gamescom.
And pretty much everything at Gamescom will definitely be at Eurogamer.
Yeah, well, because Eurogamer is later in the year, obviously. So Eurogamer Expo is the 24th to the 27th of September. Playable.
Yeah.
Is going to be Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Now this is quite significant.
Because Unity wasn't playable last year.
Indeed.
And we gave us a good talk on our first episode saying, is it going to be... we thought it was going to be delayed.
Yes.
But it was worse. It was released unfinished.
Worse than delayed, exactly, yeah. It should have been delayed, but wasn't.
Hopefully this is a good note for Syndicate, I'm saying.
Let's hope so, yeah. I mean...
We're not going to go out there and say it's not going to be a bad game. We're just saying... it's a first good sign.
I would like to hope that Syndicate is going to be what Black Flag was to Assassin's Creed 3. So a return to form. So that's really encouraging that they're planning on having... in fact, they're not only planning on having playable code as Assassin's Creed Syndicate, but also at Gamescom, which is just over a week away. So that's even better.
Promising.
Just Cause 3, which is out in December. So
that's expected.
Again, yeah, that is kind of what you'd expect. Rainbow Six Siege, which Hottie Man just asked us about. Yeah, I mean, I'm really interested in playing this. I mean, I'll probably get more out of playing the beta, to be honest, than playing it on a show floor. But yeah, it's great that it's going to be there. And most interestingly, I think, as long as it is actual gameplay and not a vertical slice like we saw at E3, Tom Clancy's The Division.
Yes, if there's gameplay there, that would be really good.
Indeed. Luca McCann says, are you anticipating No Man's Sky? Very much so.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to it. But it is one of those 50-50. It's not a guaranteed winner.
It's not. You know what? We used to be sort of unqualifiedly looking forward to it, whereas now it's getting to the point the developers are actually sort of starting to be frightened by the hype, and they're starting to say, "Oh, we don't really know what people are expecting," but people are expecting, almost a completely different game to what they're making, and that's slightly worrying. When the developers don't quite have the strength of their conviction to say, "Hey, yeah, guys, this is going to live up to the hype and all that." It's slightly worrying, I must admit, but I hope that's an unfounded worry. I do hope it makes it out before Christmas as well, although again, I'm starting to have my doubts.
Has it been confirmed to be at Gamescom or Eurogamer yet?
It hasn't, no.
But I mean, a lot of the stuff does only get announced 2 or 3 weeks before, so it might not be at Gamescom, but it could possibly be Eurogamer.
That is true. What you've also got to remember, though, is that they could have announced a date at E3, and they literally took the date out of the trailer at the last minute because they weren't sure whether. And the date was obviously going to be Christmas 2015, and they weren't sure if they're going to make it or not.
Mutiny Teddy says hi, Matt and Ike.
Hi, Mutiny Teddy. Thanks ever so much for joining us. Mutiny Teddy is actually one of the people that joined us during our E3 streams. I should actually point out, Gamescom. We're going to be covering Gamescom the same as we covered E3. So, whereas we had the monitor, obviously we jacked it up a bit so it's a bit better, a bit more visible. We're going to be showing Microsoft's press conference, for example, which is going to be on the 4th of August at 3 PM. We'll be covering that just like we covered the conferences during E3. Hottie Man says, hope there's going to be more maps on Rainbow Six Siege. It's out on the 15th of October. Yeah, I mean, I do think probably it will release with some maps, and then they will probably sell you some more as DLC, because that's kind of the way it goes these days, sadly. But yeah, I mean, let's hope they have a few maps in the beta. That would be nice if they had more than one map. I think they just had one.
2 to 3 would be nice.
Yeah. I mean, at least 2 would be nice.
I mean, Destiny beta only had the moon. It did just have, or was it 2 maps in Destiny beta when we played it?
Well, there were 2. I mean, the first one only had one location. I think the second one had 2. And Tatsunao thinks we're cool. Well, thank you very much, Tatsunao. And my laptop's locked up again.
Immortal Machine saying should change the start time to 4:30 LOL afternoon, by the way, guys.
Yeah, good afternoon, Immortal Machine. We had a few technical issues again with the fact we couldn't get any of our banners to show. It was the awful PlayStation app to blame, as usual. As always. Mutiny Teddy says cross-platform from PC to Xbox sounds cool, but should have been out of box. All Microsoft products should be cross-platform. Yeah, I mean, this is something that's only coming about because of Windows 10, and basically because they're unifying the Windows 10 experience across various devices. So they're saying if you've got a PC, Xbone, Windows Phone, probably to a much lesser extent, I should think. Then they're saying there's going to be some cross-compatibility with apps and theoretically with games. Although the true gaming it's not going to be gaming cross-compatibility in the sense that if you buy a game on the Xbox, then it'll run on your PC. You can stream it to your PC,
but you can't actually play it without the Xbone.
But exactly, you still need the Xbone there, and somewhat annoyingly as well, even though you're streaming to your PC, you still have to have an Xbone pad. You can't use a mouse and keyboard, which takes such a lost opportunity.
Like if you're playing something like Division or Rainbow Six, you want the mouse and keyboard.
Indeed, my laptop's just completely died now.
More technical difficulties.
Indeed, yeah. We did tell you Immortal Machine. We were just having nothing with technical difficulties today. Feedy, You look like Drake from Drake and Josh. What's Drake and Josh?
I don't know.
If my laptop was working, I would be Googling that right now, actually. We'll Google that in a moment. Actually, let's Google it now, because I want to know what Drake and Josh look like. Drake and Josh. There we go. Oh, it's the top suggestion, so it's obviously a thing.
Oh.
I don't know which one of us... Oh, I think he probably means you.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, let's put the...
I don't think that's a good idea.
Put the picture up and then hold it up on the...
Oh, I can't, because all the wires will get tangled. What's a shame.
I would normally hold it up on my Chromebook, but my Chromebook has just completely died. No, that's not showing up as well.
What's
That's probably just as well.
What a shame.
I should probably get the poll up as well.
Yes, it's a good time for the poll.
Do you want to carry on reading the comments while I actually get the poll up? We're going to have a poll about Rise of the Tomb Raider today, guys, seeing as we've got some release dates now announced.
Hottie Man says, you guys are awesome streamers, much respect to Guts, guys. Oh, thank you. It's always nice to have comments like that.
It's really, yeah, I mean, especially recently, we do need all the compliments that we can get actually at the moment, because we've had quite a few setbacks when it comes to the stream.
Fred Too Good says, not everyone's thing, but Until Dawn looks not bad.
This is I wish we'd seen more of it, really. Considering it's out next month,
we haven't seen much, have we?
We haven't really seen any actual proper gameplay, which is a bit of a worry. I mean, it's a really intriguing prospect, you know, sort of a slasher film, but in gaming form. But the trouble is, we haven't really got any indication about how it's going to play. Is it going to be like Heavy Rain? I hope it is, because Heavy Rain's absolutely fantastic. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those that we're sort of relying on faith at the moment, because there's not really any other indication as to what it's going to be like.
Mutiny Teddy says, laugh out loud, Matt does look like him. I wouldn't say I look that much like him, but yeah. Immortal Machine saying, Until Dawn scares me, and not because it's a horroristic game, because they have shown next to nothing with only months to release. Yeah, exactly what we just said. Yeah. You know, they haven't shown anything, it's coming out next month. Mutiny Sally saying, LOL, yeah mate, what a shame. Not sure what about. I think that's about the cross-platform, about for mouse and keyboard, not.
Yeah, that is a killer. That is.
Yeah.
I mean, the first thing I thought when I heard about streaming Xbox games to the PC, I thought Halo with a mouse and keyboard
will be above average.
No, that's it. I mean, in the context of a PC game, it'd be pretty average, but in the context of an Xbox game, it would then be above average.
Yeah.
But it's a killer. I mean, I suppose it's obvious why they've done it, because they know that basically everyone who doesn't stream to PC and therefore doesn't use mouse and keyboard would get absolutely sewn up by the PC crowd. But yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame, really, to hold back a feature.
Fred Too Good says, yes, Immortal Machine, going to wait for reviews for Until Dawn. Yeah, it's definitely a safe thing to do when they haven't showed hardly anything of it.
I think so. Always wait for the reviews, or better, always wait for our review, because they're the only ones you can trust.
Yeah. Hottie Man says, add me on PSN, guys. Yeah, just send a friend request and we'll be sure to accept it.
Yeah, we'll accept that straight after the stream.
And he's also saying he thinks PES 16 is going to be awesome. Well, what I've seen of it, I mean, it's going to be running at high graphics, I think, for FIFA 16 at the moment, with what they've announced anyway. It does look graphically good, and the engine could be good, but the whole, they don't have the licenses to all the teams and all the players and stuff. I mean, something like a football game does kind of kill it, not having the licenses for everything.
It's a shame, the whole licensing situation. I mean, I hate the fact that there are exclusive licenses. For something like football, you don't need exclusive licenses. You know, if someone wants to pay for a license, let them have the license. Don't cut off everyone else. Because then what happens is what really happened. One of the games becomes an almost sort of virtual monopoly.
Yeah, that is exactly what's happened. I mean, PES has been in the past, and could be again this year, the better game. I mean, it's not always been the better game, like last year and the more recent years, FIFA has been the better game, and that could be down to funding because of the monopoly. Because people are like, one game's better. They're like, but I want for licensing. I want to be able to play as this team and be like in real life. So it is a big letdown.
Okay, I'm just going to put the poll up. So we want to know, which version of Rise of the Tomb Raider are you getting? Are you going to get the Xbox version, either 360 or Expo, in Christmas of 2015? Because obviously all the dates have been announced now. We now know when each is going to be made available. Are you going to get the PC version, which is going to be made available from early 2016, that's early next year? Or are you going to get the PS4 version, which is going to be out Christmas of 2016? So we now know that Microsoft basically has a console exclusive for 1 year, which is a bit longer
than we expected.
It's
we
longer than
6 months, didn't we?
I was expecting spring next year.
Yeah.
So yeah, about that. Or are you just not interested? You can vote in a number of ways. There's a little purple interactions available bar at the top of your chat, which you can click on and register your vote. Or if you're on the Live from PlayStation app, you can hit the interact button down there somewhere and register your vote. Or you can do it manually by typing in :act space and then your vote. So for example, if you were going for the top one, which is Xbox 2015, you would type in :act space Xbox space Xmas space 2015. That would register your vote for that. So do get your votes in, guys, and we'll have a look at that a little bit later in the show. Do you want to carry on with the comments while I try and get my... Yeah, it's just completely... it's just completely packed in now.
Mutiny Teddy, you getting Dishonored E-Edition for discount for PS3 owner is a nice gesture.
Yeah, so this is the remastered...
£20 off for if you own the PS3 version, isn't it?
Yeah, so basically there was a leaked listing that showed that it was going to be $40, but if you already own Dishonored, you get it for $20. Now, considering they've already given it away in PS Plus, the PS3 version, this means a lot of people are actually going to be eligible for the $20 version, which is great.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's Luca McCann, yeah, that's it. Says not interested. You need to put the act act in there for it to register it. Hottie Man says hi to all streamers.
Hello there, Hottie Man. Thanks for joining us today.
Mutiny Teddy says, at the moment, I'm not interested in Rise of the Tomb Raider. Maybe when more comes out. Or maybe with when it's out on PS4, it might interest you when you sort of see the reviews, see how it's settled.
Yeah, I mean, personally speaking, if I was desperate to play it, I've got an Xbox 360. If I was desperate to play it, I'd get that version. I'm not really that desperate. I'm kind of interested enough to see what it's like when the PC version comes out early next year. The thing is, there's going to be a lot out at Christmas, so I'm not going to be in a desperate tearing hurry to really, get on and play it, to be honest. But I think the PC version looks good. Not that I want to skew the vote, obviously. Yeah.
Fred Too Good says, not with Uncharted 4 coming. Well, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. I mean, as soon as Uncharted 4 actually turns up,
it's gonna die a death, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the only reason they got the Times exclusivity thing was so they would have something to compete with.
Yeah.
It kind of really worked out in Microsoft's favour in that respect, the fact that Uncharted did get delayed, because now they've got a slam dunk exclusive just before Christmas, even though they've taken the very disappointing decision to release on the 360 as well, which really holds back what you can do in terms of the game. It's not going to be a true current gen game. It's going to be basically an up-res last gen game, which is a real shame.
Paranoid Android says, hey, have you got a new mic? Sound quality's pretty bad. But Mutiny Teddy saying sounds fine for him. So that be your connection.
That's
maybe?
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, what's the general consensus on the sound? If there's a major problem, I'll run off and grab my USB mic, because I mean, I know from watching these back, actually, sometimes the sounds a little bit robotic, which is really weird. I mean, we've got a fibre connection here. It's like 10 megabits per second up, and But some weeks the sound is absolutely fine, and sometimes it sounds a bit robotic, which is a bit weird. So yeah, maybe I'll start plugging in the USB mic and see if that makes any difference.
Snowball.
Yeah, thanks to the votes for Luke and McCann. Immortal Machine, did you read the one where he said Square and Crystal can fuck right off? Maybe when more comes out of Mutiny Teddy. Fred Too Good voted, thanks very much. Mutiny Teddy as well. Paranoid Android, who's one of our donators actually. Paranoid Android, yeah, I mean we haven't seen you for a while, Paranoid. Thanks ever so much for the donation. It's some time ago now, but I don't think I ever actually got to thank you on the stream. Thank you ever so much for that. Keep in mind that it only counts your last vote as well. So where are we? Hottie Man says, nice seeing you guys. I'll add you guys now. Yeah, do feel free to hit the follow button, guys. I'll just see if we've had any new followers. Yes, we have actually. Jason UK 1982 and Anju Muser 46 have both hit the follow button. Thanks ever so much. Welcome to the follow. Hello, guys. Paranoid Android said, yeah, it does sound really robotic. I don't know. Maybe I should run and get the other microphone, see if that makes any difference. Paranoid and C215 says, hi dudes, what's up? Yeah, we're good, thank you. C215, we hope you're well.
Mutiny Teddy just thinks it's your robotic voice.
Yeah, it could. But yeah, I'll do the dance to go with it later. Fred Too Good says sounds fine, lads. Okay then. Well, what I'll probably do then for next week's show, we'll probably get the mic. Yeah, we'll start off. We'll stick the microphone there. I mean that'll probably improve the quality a bit anyway. Yeah. So, but yeah, as long as it's tolerable now, I won't go running off and getting the microphone now. C215 says no Tomb Raider Drakes equals win. Yeah, I mean, if Uncharted 4 had been releasing at the same time as Rise of the Tomb Raider,
it would have been slam dunk, wouldn't it?
Oh, it would have been embarrassing. I mean, as Immortal Machine said,
not only is it by far the better game, but there's far more PlayStation 4s in the market as well.
Yeah, indeed. Someone said on here, I thought it was Immortal Machine, but I'm not seeing it now. Because my laptop's been sort of kind of coming up and coming down. He said that he still thinks that the PS4 version
of Tomb Raider, yes, he did say that, yeah. It says, it says it will still sell better on PS4. I bet my house on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason. Oh, yeah, I've got it now, actually. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, no, I think you're right there, Immortal Machine. I think a lot of people... I'm certainly... I don't see it as a system seller. I think it's something that's a nice bonus for Tomb Raider fans who already have an Xbone. Pretty much everyone's got a 360.
I mean...
So if they're really desperate for Tomb Raider, they'll just play it on 360.
I'm not feeling that left out, to be honest. I mean, if I had a PS4... I mean, if it was on PS4 releasing at Christmas, it's probably not something I'd even actually get straight away. I'd probably wait a while. It's not something... Like Uncharted, pre-order, get it straight away.
Yeah.
Tomb Raider, I mean,
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I mean the last one was okay. I mean the thing is the last Tomb Raider was only good in the context of the Tomb Raider series. I mean it was a reboot. It got a lot of things wrong. I don't think we should forget that. Well, there weren't, yeah, exactly. I mean, there weren't really that many tombs at all. They're all sort of these hidden areas.
Yeah.
You could literally go through the game without going in any of them. I thought that they really ruined the Lara Croft character, actually. They turned her into this sort of whiny, middle-class university girl who's got this really inflated opinion of herself, and it really...
And not big enough cans.
That's the other side of the critical the critical view of the critical view of Tomb Raider, the academic critique of Lara Croft. On the one hand, she's kind of her personality is not so great. On the other hand, not so much. Immortal Machine says sound is fine. That's good news. Mutiny Teddy says, "What's explain more about donating? You've never mentioned it." Yeah, it's not something I like to kind of bang on. I don't want it to be one of those streams where we're constantly going, "Hey, give us money, guys." I don't really like that. I've got a very much, if you want something for free, you can have it for free ethos as well. I don't really, lock stuff behind paywalls, but. As you've asked, I will make the exception. On twitch.tv/Parallax Live, there you can find a link to our PayPal or Bitcoin. You can make a one-off donation using either PayPal or Bitcoin if you want to do that. Thank you very much if you do. We've also got a Patreon page. The Patreon page is actually pretty new. Again, I don't really flog it that much during the shows because I don't really want it to be one of those streams where I'm constantly kind of like promoting the page. But what I am using the Patreon page for now, because we've had a bit of difficulty with our YouTube page, because YouTube, Google and EA between them have pretty much hobbled the account now. Basically, this is going to be the best place to find our video stream. You can actually go there and it's all there. All our stuff's there for free. You don't have to pay. It's not locked behind a paywall. But if you do want to subscribe to the show we don't have a Twitch subscribe button, but we have the equivalent on the Patreon page, basically. And there's sort of some little perks laid out there. I mean, it's completely optional. You can subscribe for as little as $1 a month, but those are the options. So there's like a one-off on twitch.tv/Parallax Live if you use the PayPal or Bitcoin, or you can subscribe at patreon.com/Parallax Live. It's completely optional, as I say. It's literally, if you want to subscribe to the show, or if you want to donate, it's there so you can do. There's absolutely no pressure to do that. The show will carry on, it will never be locked behind a paywall. So, as I said, it's completely optional. We certainly don't think any less of people who don't subscribe or who don't donate or anything like that, so it's completely optional. C2on5 says the PS4 is the best console. I mean you can look at that statement in a couple of ways. In terms of hardware, yes it is. The hardware is better than the Xbones. They closed the gap a little bit when they got rid of the Kinect always on requirement, so what processors were being used on Kinect are now available for games. But in terms of exclusives, Microsoft have kind of stepped it up a little bit in the short term, but come next year, the biggest weakness of the PS4 is its lack of big exclusives this year, I think.
But next year, hopefully, we'll have Uncharted 4. What's it? Horizon?
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Hopefully next year. It should be next year.
No Man's Sky. Will that turn up this year or next year? I've got a feeling it's going to be next year.
Either.
No. Mutiny Teddy says bring back Angelina Jolie as Lara Croft. Yeah, that's the thing. The Tomb Raider, neither of the Tomb Raider films were that great, but she did kind of do the character quite well. Her English accent was good.
She came across as someone you could see as being Tomb Raider.
Indeed, yeah. She did the character justice, I think. The films weren't that great, but she definitely did it well. Williston's voted. Thanks very much, Williston. Welcome to the stream. Immortal Machine says she's a bit on the old side now, mutiny enough, Ella. And indeed, she's tapping on a bit now. She must be in her 40s now. I was actually watching the film Hackers the other day, which is it's one of those films actually that I really didn't like that much when I first saw it, but it's one of those films that's kind of bad enough that you can just come back to it and watch it and enjoy it. And Angelina Jolie's actually in that, and she's really, really young in that actually. I think she's like 19 or 20 in that. She's in it with Johnny Lee Miller, who plays Sherlock in Elementary.
Right.
And they were actually a couple back then as well. But yeah, she's definitely tapping on a bit now. C215 says Lara, a girl out of your reach, laugh out loud. Yeah, pretty much every girl's out of our reach, C215. St Kilda Boy 74 says, hey Matt and Mike, good day from Australia. Well, good day to you, St Kilda Boy. Thanks ever so much for joining us. I bet you Midwinter Australia is still knocking the shit out of Midsummer here in the UK.
Yesterday as well, though. I mean, it's chucking it down with rain.
12 degrees centigrade yesterday. High summer in England.
Yeah.
C2on5 says Tomb Raider was only good for the side boob, Angelina Jolie. I don't know if you recall as well, this is going back a bit. Back in when the original Tomb Raider was released, it was originally released on the Sega Saturn. Actually, not many people. A lot of people think it was originally a PlayStation game, and that was actually wheeled out a lot when it was first announced that Microsoft got timed exclusivity on it. Saying, oh, but it wasn't actually. It was actually a Sega Saturn game originally, and then it wasn't that much after, but it did get ported to the PlayStation. The PlayStation version was released shortly after the Saturn version, and then it was released on the PC at around about the same time. So those were its home formats when it first released. And there was a kind of myth that went around, because this was sort of pre the internet had really... The internet was there, but it was nothing like it is today. There's no game facts, there's no reward. And there was kind of this myth perpetuated by the gaming media of the time, which consisted mostly of magazines actually, that there was a cheat code that turned the game into Nude Raider. So basically, you could enter a code into using the pad that would just make Lara Croft totally nude. Which was false, actually. It was just an urban myth. Although somebody did actually make a mod on the PC version, which did actually just whip off a crop top and hot pants.
We've got to be careful, don't point and whack your eyes out.
Indeed, yeah. Okay, my laptop's on the fritz again.
Is that not?
No, it's gone to shit again. Oh no, it's...
Mutiny Teddy, Laura Croft with kids for MILF edition.
MILF edition, yeah. Yeah, you can just imagine sort of like holding one and like one of those
a gun in
prams with a gun over her shoulder and baby in the other. Yeah, it'll be like
stick them in a tomb and be like, don't move, I'm just going to kill someone.
It'll be like the cover of that John Woo film, Hard Boiled, which got Chow Yun-fat like holding a baby in a shotgun or something. Lara, a girl out of your reach, laugh out loud, says Have I read that one?
C215 says, I would tap Jolie, and Mortal Machine says, who wouldn't, LOL. C215 says, you know that. Yeah, everyone knows that.
Fred Too Good says, everyone has a secret shit film that they love. Yeah, well mine must be Hackers. Yeah, I'm kind of the hacker ethic, and as you can tell with the weeks that I wear my Pirate Bay T-shirt, that's very much my kind of thing. Not sort of the hacking where taking down the PlayStation Network. I'm not into that at all. Yeah. I'm talking about the true hacker ethic. If you like read the books and all that.
Rad Brad says, hi friends, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, hi Rad Brad, thanks for, just about back to normal.
Back to normal,
yeah, thanks ever so much for joining us, Brad, welcome to the stream. Ravino Campero has voted in the poll, thanks very much Ravino. C2on5, yeah, I heard about that Nude Raider. Yeah, it become a bit of a legend at the time, actually. Immortal Machine said Womb Raider. It's like we're playing Quiplash again, actually. Baptiste has voted in the poll. Thanks very much, Baptiste. Welcome to the stream. C2on5 says Jolie tap hype. Indeed. I'd say, shall we put the fan on, because it's getting a bit warm, actually. I'm going to plug it in, actually. Okay, there we go.
And what else is coming to Eurogamer and Comic-Con being announced then? Because we did start off by saying what was...
Well, it's Gamescom.
Gamescom even not.
So yeah, we did start talking about this. So Eurogamer, we've got, to summarise for those of you who've just joined us, we've got Assassin's Creed Syndicate, we've got Just Cause 3, we've got Rainbow Six Siege, and we've got The Division. There's also going to be an indie mega booth, which is going to showcase some indie games. I must admit, I had a look at the list. I haven't heard of many of them, but I'm sure that will
And there's
change.
still plenty more to be announced, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely, yes, because we're still quite some way away.
It'll be interesting to see how it is in Birmingham for, what's it called?
The NEC?
Yeah, NEC. Because the last, God knows how long, it's been down at London at Earls Court. So
at Gamescom, so all 4 of those games are going to be playable as Gamescom. So expect some footage to come out of that, some actual gameplay footage of all 4 of those games, some coverage from some of the game sites that are actually going to be there. We're going to cover it obviously from here, just like we did with E3, because we're not quite at the point where we're going to be flying to different countries to cover things. Gamescom is going to have For Honor playable. That's the biggest game that actually isn't on the EGX list yet. Now this is that brawler which was on Ubisoft. If you recall from the Ubisoft presser, I think it was at the Ubisoft presser. It's like a 4-player co-op brawler, like a beat 'em up. Just Dance 2016.
Woo woo.
Anno 2205. Trackmania Turbo, which I'm actually quite interested in. I mean, Trackmania is sort of one of those games that the hardcore PC gamers will be aware of. They've been doing that they've been doing the Trackmania games for actually quite some time now. Mutiny Teddy says, have you started watching Mr. Robot, the TV series? Do you know what, Mutiny Teddy? I keep hearing about it, and it's actually, I was saying to my brother the other day about, have you heard of this new series? It's like, maybe wait a few episodes and see if it manages, because like on TV.com, the first episode got an amazing score. And I must say, the scores did drop a little bit for the following episodes. I know it's something to do with hacking, which is presumably why Mutiny Teddy's asked me about it. Which instantly makes me interested in it, although hacking does tend to be quite badly misrepresented on TV and in films. And I'm really interested in it though, Mutiny Teddy. Are you watching it? Is it sort of maintaining its quality level? Because I heard the first one was really, really good, and then it kind of dipped a bit after that, so perhaps you could tell us. Frankie4031 said, wow! He just turned on Twitch's best gaming talk. He said, oh, wow! How have I not seen this before? C215 says, what's the best game for you? Do you mean in terms of what's going to be playable at EGX and Gamescom? I think if I could only play one game out of all those on offer, I think it would be The Division.
Yeah, I'd say for Division. I'd quite like to just have a 10-20 minute go on Just Cause 3 to see if it's actually going to be any good.
Yeah, because I've heard conflicting things. Some people have said that the controls are a little bit shonky. Which I hope isn't the case, but it may be. My laptop's crashed again.
Again?
Yeah. Right, where are we? Mutiny Teddy says, more Twitch stream issues, just me. Oh, is it bloody well crashed
Mortal
again?
Machine says, crashed for me too.
It literally, every time we stream now, it crashes halfway through and then comes back.
I think we're back on though, so...
Yeah, I mean, I can't actually see my dashboard at the moment, so because my laptop keeps locking up and then completely crashing. Thanks, St. Kildaboy 74 says, thanks to all the Xbone players for beta testing for the PS4 version of Tomb Raider. Yes, exactly. Yeah, we should actually have a very complete and feature complete version by the time it gets to...
On release, it launches crippled, everything broken, and by the time it releases the PlayStation 4, it's fine. Microsoft's hitting themselves in the head.
Fred Too Good says the stream keeps cutting off. Sorry to hear that, Fred Too Good. It's Twitch. It's Twitch's shitty back end, I'm afraid. I wish we could do something about it, but I don't know. I don't know whether this happens for other streamers, but it always seems to happen to us. Literally, I think our last 5 streams, it started cutting off and then coming back halfway through. It's really frustrating, actually. C215 says, British 3 hype. B3 should happen. Oh, sorry, have I missed one? Elvira Rocks says, hi, Michael. Hi, Elvira Rocks. Elvira's going back a bit, well. British 3. I don't know what he means, actually, British 3.
British 3.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean, C215. Mutiny Teddy says first episode is really good. It does drop a little, but it's building up again. The plot is picking up. That's pretty much what I'd heard actually, and that's why I didn't jump straight into it.
Yeah.
I just wanted to kind of see what
Make sure it doesn't fall too much.
Exactly. I want to see what a good chunk of the series is like before making a commitment. Because I'm watching quite a lot at the moment. There's only like so much time in the day. Mr. Bocker 209 says FIFA 16 or PES 2016. That's your department, I believe.
Because for licenses, it's a default win for FIFA 16 in my opinion. But in terms of gameplay, I mean, you can't tell till they both come out and have demos. But PES 16 is looking pretty promising this year, to be honest. So maybe FIFA will have a slight challenge again.
Right, where are we?
Full Metal Fanboy.
Where do you stand on the Final Fantasy VII remake? I'm pleased it's happening. Something that struck me actually when they showed that, I think it was the Sony conference they first showed that, is that it was so different in tone to the classic Final Fantasy VII that I couldn't actually, I didn't realise what it was until right at the end of the trailer. And I kind of hope that they don't change the tone of it and they don't change the palette and the style so much that
so much different game.
Yeah, that it becomes a different game. I do hope that they fix some of the things that were wrong with Final Fantasy VII. Like, I hope they give you an option as to whether to, have the random battles or not, because they got really annoying actually. But yeah, no, I'm enthusiastic about it. I just hope they don't change it. I just hope they don't change the tone of the game too much, because it's a really famous game for a reason. And if you change too much, then you'll lose some of that. You'll throw the baby out with the bathwater. NATO MC360 says, "Are you gay?"
Sorry, we're not. We're unavailable if that's what you're trying to ask us.
It's very flattering of you to show an interest in us in that way, NATO MC, but sadly not. But you're very welcome anyway, though. I mean, we welcome everyone here at Parallax Live. Elvira Rock says the Division looks awesome. Can't wait, guys. Yeah, well, I hope so. I mean,
we haven't seen enough.
Yeah, we haven't really seen the game properly. I mean, that was at E3 was clearly a vertical slice, so that it was very clearly a small chunk of the game that they'd put a load of stuff in that was very highly orchestrated. So if you played it in a way differently to how the people playing it wouldn't work, basically.
And then there was leaked gameplay footage, which didn't look at all good, but it was very old.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. So I think it sounds interesting. Yeah, I would like to hope it's going to be, say, better than Destiny, because it looks like it's going to be a sort of similar style game, albeit a third person rather than first person. It's going to have the same kind of online persistence that Destiny has. So I hope it is. I hope so. I mean, the fact it's being delayed to next year means they're not rushing it, at least. So, but I'll be really interested to see what this gameplay at Eurogamer Expo and Gamescom is going to be like. Mutiny Teddy says, "Oh, I know why it crashes. If you're recording, it saves at
an hour and a half.
An hour and a half. Okay, it cut that off for me. Right, it never used to do that, Mutiny Teddy. I never used to be the case.
We've always saved it, haven't we? Yeah.
I mean, we've often had shows that have gone in excess of 2 hours, and that used to just be one file. But now it just sort of goes for about 20 minutes or 40 minutes, and then the stream goes crashing offline for a bit, and then it comes back again. Right, where are we? Mr. Boker 209, I agree. I'm 95% going PES this year.
Even if PES is a better game, I'll probably end up going FIFA because of the licenses, which is a shame. Because obviously licensing in football is quite a big deal for a football game.
Indeed, yeah. I mean, it's a shame.
It's just a bit stupid, really, how it's done.
I mean, personally, I would take Rocket League over
FIFA
over any of that.
But when the servers are working.
Yeah, which they hardly ever are. Right, where are we?
And
a C215, a British E3 should happen. That's what he was.
Yeah.
That's what he was talking about. Yeah. Would you know what? I mean, they've never really had something of quite the scale as E3. There used to be some pretty big shows here. There used to be one called ECTS. I mean, before that, they had stuff like the Future Entertainment Show, which was organised, I believe, by Future Publishing, hence the name. And then ECTS, which was the European Computer Trade Show, or something like that. That was kind of the British E3 back then. I covered actually quite a few of those back in my games journalist days. That kind of shriveled up, and then Eurogamer kind of took out for them. But Eurogamer is, of course, a consumer-based show, so which makes it tricky to cover as a games journalist, because you've obviously got
to go
a whole got a whole ton of people there that are all obviously waiting to play the game. Whereas at a trade show, stuff like ECTS, which is trade only, it's a lot easier to get a go on games. But I mean, it's good that there's a consumer show, but I do wish there was a trade show as well. Usually Teddy, PES doesn't feel real even though it has better graphics. Would you agree with that?
It's been a while since I've played, actually bought a PES game, but I played for last demo, I think, and this, I mean, graphics I wouldn't say were better last year. I'd say FIFA for the last 2-3 years has been a better game, in every respect pretty much, but this year for graphics the PES do look good.
Immortal Machine says FIFA 17 for me. It's sitting the next one out. Mr. Boca209 says PES is real football, bro.
I mean, some of the older ones were. I mean, recently they have been on the backbench to FIFA.
Thanks very much, by the way, Mr. Boca209, for hitting the follow button. You're very welcome to the follow hollow. Fallout 4 hype train, says Fishfire614.
Something to look forward to.
It's coming up, yeah. And I mean, you know what? I've been playing The Witcher 3 recently, and I can absolutely see why lots of people have been saying Game of the Year. It really is a tremendous piece of work. But I'm still really interested to. I still think Fallout 4 is the one game.
Yeah.
It is the one game that could actually usurp Game of the Year from Witcher 3. I really do think it stands a chance. If the story's good, I think it will have it, because as great as The Witcher 3 is, and as great as the story is,
there's a few little annoying.
There are, I mean, it's mechanically it's quite clunky. Whereas I never really had that with. I played the PC version of Fallout 3, and to be honest, it just played almost like a first-person shooter actually. Immortal Machine says Fishfire614, all aboard the Fallout hype train. And thanks Fishfire for hitting the follow button, by the way. Welcome to the follow hollow. Mr. Aquafresh1234. I presume that's he means shit on his chest. Okay. Well,
for Destiny, yeah, I got it. I actually got this top 3 at Eurogamer last year when I went. So
there we go. Well, I can kind of see why he doesn't like Destiny.
No, I can definitely see. I mean, it's not my favourite game by far, but it's a T-shirt.
PS4 says Ray Tracer 1. Maybe it's voting in the poll. Yeah, you need to type in @ space PS4 space Xmas space 2016 if that's what you'll want to vote for Ray Tracer 1. Fishfire614, what is your opinion on the Jewish control of gaming media? I wasn't aware that there was particularly Jewish control of gaming media, Fishfire. Is this an American thing? Because I'm certainly, I mean, in the UK, as far as I'm aware, the gaming media is largely. Future Publishing used to have a stranglehold on the gaming media here. Now, sort of Eurogamer or the Gamer Network as their web of companies. Yeah, I mean, I've got no idea whether they're Jewish or not Jewish. I just see them as corporations, to be quite honest. So I don't really know. Maybe that's more of a thing in America. I'm not sure, Fishfire. so I don't really have an opinion on that. Mr. Boker, I will get FIFA on EA Access next year.
The problem is that's always the last FIFA though for FIFA for the year before. They're not putting the latest FIFA in there, which makes sense because they're to pay for it.
There's an argument though that you don't really need the latest FIFA. I mean, considering they're all pretty much the same game.
Gameplay wise you don't, but they do make it a hassle for... Because obviously one of the big things is, like I said, with the licensing, you want all your players in the right teams and all that. It makes it a bit of a...
Can't you manually move them around?
Quite difficultly.
Yeah, I bet that's deliberate.
Well, it's more because there's so many transfers, it just would take forever.
Yeah, I mean, you see, back in the day, when you could play them, you know, on the Amiga or so forth, I mean, the first thing people used to do is just type in all the teams and player names and just, you know, then you didn't need the license. But I think they make that deliberately obtuse now.
No, yeah.
Huge Co has voted in the poll, thanks very much. C215 says, what about new DLC in Destiny?
Over expensive for what it is. It's just
really overpriced. I mean,
it's
£40, which is the same price as the base game.
Yeah,
is so unacceptable. I just don't even know where to begin.
I read an interesting article saying that how big the difference is of how The Witcher 3 are handling The Witcher 3. I mean, CD Red are handling The Witcher 3, and how Bungie are handling Destiny. How it's like nearly opposites to how they're doing it.
Yeah, I read that as well, actually. Yeah, it's a totally... They still love bloody Destiny, though, and worship the ground that bloody Activision and Bungie walk on. But it is a difference between night and day, really. I mean, there's basically going to be probably a couple of hours content there, and a load of patch content that should be made available to everyone. I mean, the biggest headline in the House of Dickwolves... was stuff that should have been available to everyone. It's patches that should have been done within a couple of weeks instead of
like what The Witcher 3 have done with patch 1.7.
Absolutely.
Adding all this new stuff what everyone can have. But also, think £40 for, let's say, 5 hours being generous of content. And Destiny, £20 for...
1 hour.
No, sorry, wrong way around. Destiny... £40 for 5 hours of being generous.
5 hours?
Being generous.
Bloody generous.
And The Witcher 3, £20 for basically the whole size of The Witcher 2.
Yeah.
You're getting at least 30 hours, it's been guaranteed. Could be more.
The difference is night and day, really.
Yeah.
Ray Tracer 1 says PS4 Christmas 2016. Right, if you're voting Ray Tracer 1, put : act space and then what you just put there. Elvira Rock says they bringing pay for DLC for Rocket League. Yeah, I mean that's one of the reasons that they actually gave away Rocket League was because
Plus.
so they can get a really high install base and then sell everyone the DLC, which is, you know, it's a fine strategy to be honest. Yeah. I don't mind it. I've got more of a problem when they sell you a game and then try to sell you more of it. If they're giving it away, then, you know, that's not so bad. I do wish they'd fix the bloody servers though. Elvira Rocks, I've just read that one. Oh, actually, as well, Rocket League, they did say that they're actually going to give away some free DLC to make up for the fact that their servers are total dog shit as well.
Oh, which is good. Generous of them.
Well, yeah.
After what Drive Club did.
Yeah, exactly. What did we get for that? Fishfire says, why do Jews own so many gaming news sites and magazines? It feels like the lead up for a joke. I don't know, Fishfire. I don't know what you're talking about, to be quite honest. I don't know of a phenomenon whereby Jews own gaming news. I don't know. I don't know whether it's an American thing or what. I've got no idea what you're talking about, though, I'm afraid. Is voting in the poll as well. C215 says UK needs a big E3. I would like to see ECTS come back, to be honest. I mean, the thing is, I mean, you know, we've got Gamescom in Germany and we've got Tokyo Games. England doesn't really have, or the UK doesn't really have a big game show. We've got Eurogamer Expo, but I want to see a trade show. A good trade show where we could go as press and not have to wait 5 hours to get a go and stuff.
St Kilda Boy saying, do you think No Man's Sky will get a release date of a Paris gaming show, talking about gaming shows?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to announce it
sooner or later.
In the autumn, to be honest. I mean, if it's... I've got to be honest, if I was a betting man, I wouldn't put money on it hitting this side of Christmas, to be honest. I think it's much more likely to hit early next year, maybe around about this, when Uncharted 4 turns up. But, yeah, I do think they will make a big deal of announcing the release date. It definitely will be, if not a Paris game show, maybe even Gamescom, who knows. It'll definitely be at one of those shows, probably in the autumn though. C2on5 says PES used to be good, more like FIFA now. Yeah, PES did actually used to be the lead for. I mean, I don't know, I don't really play them, but I do know that PES used to be the de facto leader in the football genre. Fishfire says poll is here. Yeah, the poll is in the corner right there. Do vote if you haven't already. Liam Graham is voted. Thank you very much. Fred Too Good, Phantom Pain Game of the Year. Do you know what, Fred Too Good? I'm looking forward to the Phantom Pain. I don't think it's going to be the Game of the Year.
I don't think it's an overthrow for Witcher 3. I mean, even if... And Fallout 4, which could overtake for Witcher 3. I think them two are, I mean, a league of their own, to be honest.
Indeed, yeah. The thing with the Phantom Pain, it was something that I wasn't that interested in until I played Ground Zeroes, and I thought, oh, actually, this is quite good fun. It's got a great stealth mechanic. I know a lot of people. I mean, there's this massive argument in chat last week about whether it's been made too accessible. I mean, I don't think there's anything fundamentally wrong with making a game accessible, I mean, as long as you give the option to switch off those accessibilities, which the Phantom Pain is going to do. So, I think it'll be a good game, it'll be a strong game. Game of the Year, I really don't think so, but I'm happy to be proven wrong in this case. C2on5 says, I love Destiny. I mean, we loved the alpha and the beta.
That was the best part of the game in the alpha and beta. But
as soon as you get past was it level 20 when you start?
Yeah, level 20, I mean...
And the light leveling system. Oh, and then you just... going through the same thing over and over and
there's no story
again.
Content, really. No story. The game is for actual game mission stuff. There's hardly any content there. So much grinding.
Grinding. Like
I mean, there's like 5 planets, and everything on each planet pretty much looks the same.
Yeah, it's basically one map on each planet, isn't it? Let's face it. I mean, yes, they have different parts of the same map, but it's still the same map.
I mean, gameplay mechanics. It's a good game. Like we said, we like gameplay. It's just everything else is wrong with it.
Yeah, indeed. Mutiny Teddy says, laughing my ass off, Michael seems so bored with all this people talk. Yeah, am I that transparent, Mutiny Teddy? Yeah, I'm not really into
football.
Not really into football. I mean, I haven't really been...
Sort of cars.
Yeah, exactly. Rocket League is the sort of...
closest
I've come to a football game in years. I used to play Kickoff 2 and Sensible Soccer and all that back in the day, but no, they're just joyless now. Mr. Boker says, laugh out loud. Fishfire says, would you kill that guy next to you or be raped by 4 men? I think neither, Fishfire, but, you know, thanks. Mutiny Teddy says, you're not funny, Fishfire, go work on your material. This is a serious question, says Fishfire. Yeah. Moronic, says Mutiny Teddy. No funny business here. Destiny is so overhyped trash, says Elvira Ruggs. Yeah, it really
was overhyped
really is,
and not enough content.
I mean, this is the thing. I mean, it's it was. They played a blind. I'm not going to, you know, you cannot take it away from Activision. They played a blinder with the marketing. There was this game that nobody knew anything about. No one knew how Destiny was going to play, what it was going to be like, what its structure was going to be like. And then suddenly last year, E3, the alpha just comes out of nowhere. Hey, here's the alpha, play it, go for it. And, you know, they served up the best part of the game on a plate, whips everyone up into a frenzy, and then the main game releases, and oh my god, what a disappointment.
£1 billion they spent on that game. Well, 99% of that was on marketing.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, $500 million, wasn't it?
Like, yeah.
Army of Marv, do you want to get redacted in the butts? Redacted. Well, we'll leave that one to the spam filter, I think. Army of Marv. Shelby, is that Hitman? What game is that? Yeah, it is Hitman. This is the new Hitman that's out in December. This is from the alpha, the closed alpha that's currently taking place at the moment. I had the pleasure of playing that recently on a friend's computer who is in the alpha. Mutiny Teddy, yeah, Hitman, yeah, exactly right. And Immortal Machine Device says it's Hitman, there's stream delay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely Hitman. Mutiny Teddy, and they rant. I mean, answer everyone's comments. Yeah, you're not wrong, Mutiny Teddy. Yeah. We rant about everyone's comments. Yeah. C2on5 says got Destiny season pass. Yeah, but this is another problem that I've got with Destiny. We've got the season pass, but that entitles you to 2 bloody DLC contents. The one that's out in September, you don't get. You have to pay for again.
Yeah, and you have to pay for base game again, £40. It's just, I mean, the content is overpriced. I mean, if Destiny costs £10, I'd be like, oh my god, that was an amazing game.
Yeah,
for £10. But for how much it is and how much content you get, it's really, I mean, there's so much grind to it, isn't there?
They're just taking a liberty with the whole thing. Mutiny Teddy says, laugh out loud, love you guys, Matt and Michael. We love you too, Mutiny Teddy. Thank you very much for the compliment. Mortal Machine to Shelby, don't think it's leaked, I think it's from E3. Yeah, no, it's, are we not seeing Shelby's comments?
I don't know, unless he did one of the whisper things or whatever.
Yeah, maybe. It's from the alpha that's taking place now. So I mean, I'm not aware of any restrictions on that. So if there are, then you know, Square Enix is welcome to email us and tell us. But I mean, I've not heard that there's any restrictions. C2on5 has voted. Thanks very much, C2on5. Immortal Machine, Shelby, I do not. Sorry. Yeah, I think Shelby's having. I think it is
private, yeah.
Whispering to Mortal Machine. Elastic Band has voted. Shanarol has voted, and BH Expert has voted. Which makes me think we should probably have a look at those results. Actually,
before we go on to the results, talking about a Hitman, what did you make of it when you played the bit of alpha on?
That's a really good question.
Computer?
Yeah. I mean, so a friend has got the beta code, so the alpha code, and offered me the chance to play it. So I thought, hey, excellent. I know you guys would really want to see some gameplay. I know I wanted. I mean, one of my big criticisms, obviously, at E3 is that we didn't really see any gameplay.
Yeah.
I don't know why we didn't, because I mean, the alpha, it's definitely an alpha. It's definitely not finished, but it's in, as you can see if you're looking at the screen, it's in pretty good shape actually. It's not. I've seen a lot worse. In fact, I've seen. It's in better shape than Assassin's Creed Unity is to this day, actually. Okay, there's a lot of talk that it's going to be a lot more like the traditional Hitman games and less like Absolution. Well, I didn't get that impression from the alpha. To be honest, it felt a lot like Absolution to me. Yeah, sorry I'm not playing it particularly well, by the way, but obviously there's no tutorials, there's no indication how to play it. I was literally going off my memory of Absolution. I was a big fan of Absolution, though, so I'm actually pleased that it's staying in the same vein as Absolution, because I actually preferred Absolution to the original Hitman games, which I know is a near heretical point of view to have. The alpha takes place, it's like this French chateau, where there's some kind of big auction taking place. You've got to go in, and as you go in, there are opportunities that pop up that basically will make it easier for you to get close to the target. So, for example, you go. So actually, you can see Agent 47 is just above a catwalk there. So basically, what you can do, you can arrange for a little accident on the catwalk, which will then make a different member of staff come out, and you can then you know, it basically makes it easier to get near to the target. Also, if you manage to get, you know, disguise yourself as security and go upstairs, and there's a Sheikh hanging around, and there's like a woman in your ear saying, "Oh, that's Sheikh, whatever his name is." If you disguise yourself as him, then you can get into the auction, and then you can also go into the kitchens and, you know, put some laxatives or whatever in the salmon rolls, but because apparently the target's bodyguard really likes the salmon rolls, so it's shaping up really well actually. Honestly, it just gives you the level, and you can just, as you can see from the gameplay footage, you can just walk around it at your leisure. You can jump around, you know, inveigle your way in and all that, and I actually really enjoyed my time with the alpha, to be honest. It was most enjoyable actually. I'm really interested in getting the main game. I'm slightly confused by the
halves
by the fact that they're going to sell you it in December and then release supposedly free DLC. So it sounds like they're not going to be finished in time for Christmas, but they really want it to be out at Christmas.
Your biggest quarrel was with how they didn't fix one of Absolution's biggest problems, wasn't it?
Yes, and that is, in Absolution, it used to really annoy me how when you disguise yourself as a waiter, then security and all of that, they all, you know, the disguise is all good to them, but then all the other waiters, they all see through your disguise for some reason. And then if you disguise yourself as a crew member, then all the other crew members become suspicious. They've kept that for this, and I really wish they got rid of it. It makes no sense. It logically makes sense. I know it's a game, and there's a, you know, obviously if you saw, you know, like disguising and all that, he instantly puts it on, but that's fine because it's a game. But it makes no sense in any context to have people with your particular costume on recognising you. Really weird disguise I found in this room. Actually, I still don't know what that was all about. Actually. You'll see him put it on. It's like this like cape and bowler hat. I just go, there we go. I mean, what's that all about? I've lost some of the comments again, okay. So I'm gonna have to.
We got to here.
Have you? Oh, we're not reading that one out. Can in fact, Immortal Machine, can we lose Fishfire, please? C215 new James Bond film. Spectre, yeah. Trailer release this week. Again, I feel like I'm always being down on pretty much everything. I didn't like Skyfall.
No,
I didn't like it. I don't know, but it
had a lot of flaws.
It was really badly paced. The plot was absolutely nonsensical. Even by I love the James Bond films. I've got the box set in there with all 20 whatever of them there are. I love them. I watched them. I've watched all of the Bond films. I must have watched them 20 times each, to be honest. There literally isn't a bad James Bond film, but Skyfall just gets it so wrong.
Yeah.
It peaks.
Quantum of Solace.
Well, yeah, I mean, Quantum of Solace isn't great. I mean, they mess up the actions. Actually, Quantum of Solace wasn't that bad when I watched it back on Blu-ray. It was poor in the cinema, but Skyfall, I don't know, just gets so much wrong, and it worries me that they've got all the same director and writer, etc. for Spectre. But I hope they learn from their mistakes from that, and that it's better. I really like Ray Fiennes, so I'm really pleased he's the new M. I really like Ben Whishaw, so I'm really pleased he's the new Q. Right, where are we? Why is Xbox getting Tomb Raider first as the Joker?
Because Microsoft chucks a big wad of cash at them.
Yeah, exactly, because Microsoft have a lot of money and they threw that at Square and
Square like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Where are we?
Usually Teddy says because they are test monkeys.
Yes, indeed. They'll be doing they'll be beta testing that for the PS4 and PC crowd. The Joker says, ha ha. Fishfire says, I hope Fallout 4 won't be a generic, streamlined first-person shooter. No, it definitely won't be. It'll be an action RPG. Just it'll be very similar. I'll be really surprised if it isn't very similar to Fallout 3, to be honest. Fred Too Good, thoughts on Journeylands? On the store, never played it. Well, I have played it. Now, I'm a really big fan of this company's output, Flower in particular. I know you've played Flower.
Oh, yeah.
Flower is a really good game. And it's by the company is called That Game Company, which I know is a bit confusing, but That Game Company originally released Flower, and I played that on the PS3. And there's something about the game; it's just absolutely transcendent. It's the most relaxing game. You control the wind in Flower, and you basically use the DualShock to make petals blow around on the wind. And there is a game in that. It's such a relaxing game. It's a really nice, relaxing game. Journey got all the plaudits, though. I mean, in my opinion, Flower was the superior game. But Journey is a good game. It's quite unique in that you sort of control this guy and you go through these environments. It doesn't really give you any kind of guidance, and but you don't really need it. And it's an interesting game. It takes about an hour and a quarter, I think, from start to finish, but you can then just play it through again, and it sort of dumps a second player in who can sort of cooperate with you. It's an interesting game. I'm not sure I'd pay full price for it. I would probably wait for a sale, to be honest. I mean, obviously, if you've got the PS3 version, it's going to be cross-buy. So I may actually. I mean, I could probably stream the PS4 version when it shows up, because I will, because I've got the PS3 version. I'll automatically have it. So those are my thoughts on Journey. I personally would go for Flower first, just purely because it's so amazingly relaxing. It's the most amazingly relaxing game I've ever played. But Journey's still a good game. I was just surprised that it got more plaudits than Flower. C2 on 5, still love Destiny. Sorry, dudes, but that's all right. C2 on 5. I mean, a lot of people do. We're by no means the barometer of gaming. We have our opinions, and we realise other people's diverge on that. Fishfire 614 with minimal to no impacts on choices. Oh, this is Fallout 4. No, I don't think that's going to be the case. Fallout 3 was a very good game. I know a lot of people had trouble with the console versions. I didn't, because I played the PC version. But no, I thought Fallout 3 was very strong. So there were big choices in Fallout 3 as well. I mean, seriously big choices. Matsuda has voted, thanks very much. So it's a Joker. Super Beast Dad has voted, thank you. St. Kildaboy, what do you think about the episodic release of Hitman? Oh yeah, this is what we mentioned earlier. It's weird because, I mean, they're selling you the game, and then they're going to release more episodes as free content. What I think may happen is they will release 1 or 2, and then they'll think, oh, you know what, we'll start charging for the rest. I do think they'll do that.
I mean, if they don't do that, then fair play. But if they do that, it'll be a bit bad, really.
Yeah, it'll be a bit frustrating.
Yeah.
But I'm really interested in here. I did really enjoy Absolution, I must say. I probably won't get it in December, though. I must say, I'll probably wait and see how this episodic thing plans out, just to make sure that there's not like a 6-month wait between episodes. Because I'm not going to play the first bit of the game and then wait 6 months and then come back and play the second bit. It's bad enough doing that with Telltale's games, to be honest. Fishfire says, world-changing decisions like in The Witcher 3 would be nice. I don't think I've played enough of it to comment.
You definitely get some big choices, especially near the end of The Witcher 3.
Okay, so I've got those to look forward to. RN97PW says, hey guys, how are you doing today? Yeah, we're not bad, thanks, RN97PW. I haven't come close to passing out like I did last week, which is always a plus. Let me just see if we've got any new followers, because I haven't been checking. No, we haven't. Okay. Didn't have bothered. Where are we? RN97's voted. Thanks very much. Mutually Teddy says, I'm going to get something to eat, but I can get back before you read this. Okay, well, do tell us whether you did or not. Fishfire says, why is no one talking about Halo 5? And Mortal Machine Book says, because it's rubbish.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. It should be the most competitive Halo since Halo 3. Yeah, but Halo just isn't that good, though.
No, it never was. I mean, even Halo 1 wasn't good, was it?
Halo 1 had the best single-player campaign. And when that released on the PC, it kind of got a bit of a drubbing in the reviews, because when you put it up against most first-person shooters, it's not that good. Zenidus has just hit the follow button. Thanks ever so much, Zenidus. Welcome to the follow hollow. I don't know why Halo gets the plaudits that it does. I mean, Master Chief, I think, is a really ineffectual character. I think he's really badly voiced. He's one of those characters that really should remain silent.
Yeah.
But doesn't. Zenidius says the old school part was cool. I'll play Uncharted 4 instead of Tomb Raider when it releases on PS4. Yeah, I think that's a good plan, Zenidius. Although presumably everyone will be long finished with Uncharted 4 by the time Tomb Raider turns up on the PS4. Rob B17, he looks like Drake from Drake and Josh. Is this a different person saying
I don't know, it's the same comment though.
Now I've got
I don't think you should.
Well, I want to see whether we actually do or not. Let's have a look. Let's find.
No.
I don't know. I don't think.
Just no. Just no.
I don't think that.
No.
I'm still going to hold it up, but. Oh, hold on, I've lost it. Okay, I'll hold it up. What do you guys think? Do either of us look like Drake and Josh? I kind of can't really see it myself. No. Although I guess it's a hair thing again, though, isn't it? It normally is. Right, where are we? Journey is free if you're in the PS3 version via crossplay, says Warcloud. Yeah, really good news that is as well, because Flower was ported to both the Vita and the PS4, and that again was cross-buy compatible. So I basically managed to pick those up for no extra money, which is always good. And yeah, Journey is indeed free. I mean, it's never been given away on PS Plus, which I guess is a bit of a surprise, really.
It probably could be soon. We'll probably save this next month.
I don't think it'll be next month. I think I'll probably wait a few months, maybe close to Christmas or something, and then we'll do it then. The Animal H1Z1 coming to PS4. Thoughts? I'm not so sure. The Animal. I mean, the thing with survival games, I think they've kind of reached a bit of a critical mass and they've reached saturation points.
And plus, H1Z1 isn't meant to have that good gameplay, we've heard.
Yeah, I mean, the PC version is in really poor condition at the moment, and DayZ is getting a lot of bad press on the fact that it's still in early access and its participant figures are falling off a cliff as well. People are abandoning the game in their droves. And also the success of Ark Survival Evolved has shown that actually people's appetites for zombie games has kind of moved on. So because that basically does the whole survival genre but with dinosaurs in the future. And that's actually doing an awful lot better than H1Z1 and DayZ at the moment. So I wouldn't put money on it, The Animal. I'm willing to be proved wrong, but yeah, I'm not so sure. Zenidia says, I lost my Journey partner, he fell down a bridge. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you can't really choose who you play with on Journey. It just literally randomly pairs you up with someone, and
which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah, and you know they do tend to just disappear or just run off and do their own thing. Fred Too Good says, yeah, got Flower. My 2 kids love it. Yeah, it's a brilliant game. Brilliant game. Highly recommend it. Immortal Machine says, The Animal. Not anytime soon. This is DayZ. Sorry, H1Z1. In fact, I bet it doesn't in the end. Yeah, I think so as well.
Yeah.
Fishfire, I like how Codsworth will call you blank face in Fallout 4. I'm not sure what you mean, Fishfire. Warcloud 1, Flower and Flow, all good. I don't think I've played Flow actually. I mean, Flow was actually, because that game company released Flow and then Flower and then Journey. Thanks ever so much, Warcloud1, for the follow. You're very welcome to the follow hollow. Ashley250 says, Hi Ashley, thanks very much for joining us. Zenidius says, do you think Xbox will get ahead due to more exclusives? Well, the exclusives have to be good exclusives.
And they are quite short term. Next year, PlayStation is going to have by far more exclusives and better exclusives.
Well, I mean, PlayStation is certainly going to have some exclusives next year. I mean, we're obviously going to have Uncharted 4, presumably God of War 4 will show up at some point next year. Horizon Zero Dawn will show up. I doubt we'll see any more of Killzone because Guerrilla's obviously moved on to Horizon. I mean, Microsoft's got Crackdown, they've got Quantum Break. Crackdown people aren't really that excited about, because I mean the first 2 Crackdown games weren't really that brilliant, to be honest. And I've not really seen anything to suggest that the third one will be any better. Quantum Break, no one really knows that much about anyway, and is kind of a product of the failed experiment with their Microsoft Studios thing, TV studios. I mean, stuff like Sea of Thieves as well. I mean, that's got the potential to be a really big seller.
PC.
But it's also coming out on the PC. So if you've got a gaming PC, then you're still not actually feeling any major compulsion to get an Xbox. So, yeah, I mean, Xbox are superficially doing quite well with exclusives at the moment, but the real test is whether any of those are real system sellers.
But quite a few
and
of
at the
them.
moment.
Quite a few of them at the moment, if they're out on the PS4, like Tomb Raider's only a time one. If it was out on PS4 at Christmas, I probably still wouldn't get it.
No.
And Halo 5 I wouldn't get if it was on PlayStation 4.
No, this is the thing. It's got to be a compelling,
yeah,
an absolutely, oh my god, I've got to play that before you start, getting into like Uncharted 4. But I know we keep, sucking the teat of Uncharted 4, but
it's true.
The fact is, it's a very, very good series, and really Microsoft needs something like that to bring it through. And I'm not sure that Halo's really cutting it anymore. Gears of War certainly isn't. I mean, that series hasn't moved on since the first one, really. When will we get Half-Life 3, says Fishfire. Well, God, I wish I knew. Probably not this year.
No.
Yeah, only Valve know the answer to that, and I don't think they're in any hurry. Warcloud says, no, Sony are the major shareholder of Xbox One. They bought it. Sony bought Xbox One from Microsoft. I'm not sure what you mean there, Warcloud. Fred Too Good says, looking forward to The Walking Dead Season 3.
I presume he's talking about the Telltale game.
This is the Telltale one. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really bother with
Season 2
because I didn't, the end of Season 1 was enough for me. And when I played the, 400 Days, whatever it was called, it kind of felt superfluous. I know Telltale are doing something where the next series are going to focus on Michonne, which is something I think they need to do, actually, because I mean, as good as they are at making their own characters, the fact is they killed off a lot of their good characters in the first season.
Because I mean, playing as, I'm going to spoil it, playing as a little girl in the second one, I mean, grown-ups aren't going to listen to her choices, really, are they?
You wouldn't have thought so, not unless they're all completely mental. But
which they must be.
I think having Michonne as a central character is a good choice, because Michonne is a great character in the largely boring TV series. But yeah,
the character you play as in Season 1 is a good character, isn't it?
Lee.
He's a born leader.
Lee is very good, yeah, and it's a shame he won't be coming back. But yeah, I'm just not really into Walking Dead anymore. I just think Telltale has smashed it out the park with Tales of the Borderlands,
Game of Thrones,
and The Wolf Among Us.
Yeah.
Immortal Machine says, I'm looking forward to Season 6. This is the TV series.
Yeah.
Tassie Harley, hi there Tassie Harley. PlanetSide is one of the most expensive games. If you buy everything, it will cost a fortune. Oh right, I haven't really looked at the price of the DLC, but PlanetSide is one of the most disappointing games, considering how good the first one was and how much they kind of messed up the second one. Fred Too Good says, yeah, haha, the Telltale game. Mutiny Teddy, PlanetSide is bleak, it needs more substance. How have we suddenly got really behind with the comments when we caught up?
No, we have, yeah.
Yeah, it needs a tutorial as well, Mutiny Teddy. Fishfire, Giant Battle Zone, Purple Spandex. Indeed, if you play as one of the 3 factions. Warcloud, good news, cheers, I gotta get Flower for PS4. Yeah, it's a great game, Warcloud. It's cross-buy as well. Grow 420, do a 24-hour show on Shenmue 3. Maybe when it's out, Grow. If we're still actually doing this show in 2.5 years' time, then maybe.
Maybe even 4 years.
Yeah, to talk about that for much more than 10 minutes, to be honest, unless we busted out the originals and got an emulator going. The Animal says, also heard DayZ is porting to consoles. Yeah, well, DayZ is supposed to be, but Ark as well. I bet you Ark will be, actually, because that's kind of popular enough that I think they would definitely do that. Immortal Machine says Ark is the only slightly realistic hope. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, H1Z1 used to look like a shoo-in because that was by Sony Online Entertainment, but then when it changed to the Daybreak company, and then they've had a lot of issues now, and their boss has just left, I don't think it's going to happen now. Mutiny Teddy says Ark would need a major rehaul to the interface before console. Yeah, I must get around to playing it, actually. Warcloud 1 says The Guardian.
The Last Guardian.
Oh yeah, The Last Guardian looks great, actually.
Yeah, it does.
Johnny Bond has voted, thanks very much. The Animal has voted. XL Sound says Uncharted is the reason why Microsoft... oops, what's happened? Hold on, I've just lost my... Uncharted is the reason why Microsoft paid Tomb Raider time exclusive. Yeah, exactly right, yeah. Elvira Rock says, don't forget we got Until Dawn coming out really soon. J. Barton LFC says, you are gay. No, but we had another chap in earlier who we could probably... Or unless it's the same one, actually, I don't know.
If not,
we could pair you two guys up. Everyone's welcome here at Parallax Live. Thanks ever so much, XL Sound, for hitting that follow button. You're very welcome to the follow hollow. Did I read the Until Dawn one? Don't forget we got Until Dawn coming out really soon. Yeah, that's next month, actually.
We haven't seen enough footage of it, though, have we?
We've not really seen any.
No.
Trippy Assassins voted, thanks very much. Mutiny Teddy says, Jay Barton, try Grindr, you'll find friends there. Absolutely. The Bull of Redemption, thanks for voting. Fishfire says, you are gay, were gay, I'm gay. Okay then. Trainee says, whoa. Mutiny Teddy says, what's wrong with gay? Nothing at all. I've said it already. Absolutely everyone's welcome here at Parallax Live. Trainee69 has entered the door giveaway. To enter the door giveaway, yeah, I wouldn't
hit that. No,
I wouldn't hit that. Nikki Bogress, Microsoft Who, Star Ocean 5, Disgaea 5, and Tails. Sony wins. Yeah, I mean,
Disgaea 5. I mean, that's gonna be good when that's out.
Never discount the Japanese factor when it comes to Sony.
I mean, I'm still playing Disgaea D2 at the moment, and it's still really good.
Trainee says, holy shit, it worked. Warcloud 1, I mean, Sony purchased Xbox One but allowed Microsoft to keep the name. I don't know what you mean, Warcloud. I don't have any knowledge of this, actually. I mean, Xbox is owned by Microsoft. I've got no knowledge at all of Sony having anything to do with the original Xbox.
No.
Zenidius says Kojima and Del Toro apparently making a new game.
Yes, we heard about this.
Fantastic news, because one of the things that annoyed me the most about Konami falling out with Hideo Kojima is that Del Toro said, okay, well that's the second game that's basically fallen apart, I'm not going to do games anymore, which was such a massive shame. But now he said that he's working on a game with Kojima, which is fantastic. So yeah, it'll basically be what Silent Hills was going to be, but with a different name now as well. So Konami have really shot themselves in the foot there. Great for us, not so great for Konami.
No.
Warcloud, I've read that one. Are Konami shit or what or something, says Fishfire. Well, yeah, I don't think anyone really respects them for falling out with Kojima, to be honest. Fred Too Good says defo shit. XL Sound, Konami are dumbasses for letting Kojima go away. Yeah, I know, I'd love to know what that was all about, to be honest. Mutiny Teddy says Kojima is not Konami. Kojima should have made his own studio. Well, I assume he was getting a lot of money to
work for them.
Yeah, to make games for them. J. Barton LFC is still trying to improve his love life. Mutiny Teddy, he should have made a studio a long time ago. Yeah, he should be getting a lot of money for that. Fred Too Good says Kojima's last Metal Gear Solid is my last Metal Gear Solid. Yeah. Although that said, I'm kind of morbidly curious, I suppose, as to what a Metal Gear Solid album would look like. I imagine it would have those huge bloody 90-minute cutscenes, which I wouldn't miss at all, actually. VA Too Good for UVA, as arrows. Unknown Spartan, what exclusive games are coming this year on PS4?
Everyone's gone to Rapture,
which is out next month,
and that's looking really promising.
The Witness, which looks great. This is Jonathan Blow, who made Braid is basically making this puzzle game. It looks a bit like Myst actually, but good. There's No Man's Sky, which will hopefully be out this year.
Will be out on PC as well, though.
Well, if you're talking console exclusives,
yeah.
What else this year for PS4? We've got, if you include remakes, and we've got God of War 3 remake, which has just come out, and the Nathan Drake collection in October. We've also got...
Is the Scale 5 this year, or is that next year?
I'm not sure, actually. No. So... yeah, so we do have a few, nowhere near enough. I mean,
and not a proper AAA.
Yeah, I mean, Uncharted 4 is a major loss to this year's schedule, because if you look at Sony's launch lineup, it's all right, it's not spectacular, and it really is lacking that special something. Fishfire, and the Until Dawn as well. Of course, don't forget that. Fishfire says, so The Last of Us 2 is being developed. Thoughts? Neither of us were really that
big fans of the first one. I mean,
didn't really like The Last of Us. Thought it was badly paced. The story was good, but the gameplay was poorly paced, and I don't know. I think
through drawers. And
the
your
gameplay,
ship's breaking. You know, just
I just didn't enjoy it anywhere near as much as the Uncharted games. I know it's a different type of game, but still. The Animal says Hulk Hogan got fired.
Did you hear about that?
I did hear about it. Funnily enough, as well, there's a lot of rumours he's about to be signed up for Celebrity Big Brother starting next month as well. So actually, that's quite good timing for him, because now he's completely out of work. He can take a nice big paycheck from Channel 5. Verk Nala has voted. Thanks very much, Verk. We will look at the results of that any second. Actually, Ab, MSA, and Bleedy Eyes have both voted as well. XL Sound, it's true that Konami will be focusing on mobile games instead of consoles. So they say, XL Sound, so it looks like it. Fishfire says Konami abandoned game development for gambling machines. Well, indeed. Zenidius, do you expect Q4 games to run from Fallout 4 release date, i.e. Tomb Raider? Oh, thanks ever so much to the Animal for hitting the follow button, by the way. Welcome to the Follow Hollow. To run from Fallout 4. I'm not sure what you mean. Do you mean will games start appearing after Fallout 4's release date? Well, I mean, I know we've got Call of Duty beginning in November. Assassin's Creed is what, late October?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know if they've sort of like deliberately timed it to release after Fallout 4, to be honest. Q4 is generally October, November, December. So it's basically anything from the beginning of October. Mutiny Teddy says, I can't believe that Kojima was blindsided about Metal Gear Solid. He knew eventually the corporation would take his baby. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing when you're in bed with a company like that. You know it's going to happen eventually. Fishfire says, due to the imminent legalization of gambling in Japan. Oh, I don't know anything about that. GSGX Raw's hack. Anyone afraid MGS5 The Phantom Pain won't live up to the hype? Yeah. I'm a bit worried about that, to be honest. Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. Zenidius, do you think Sony will try to get backwards compatibility? Well, to be honest, as long as PlayStation Now is a thing, I don't think they're going to be that interested in backwards. No. The fact that Microsoft have got it now, you know, if sales of the Xbone pick up, I think Sony might start looking into it.
I mean, it's easy. What they have to do is you put a PS3 disc in your PS3 and you get a code or something. You put the code in a PlayStation 4 and you get free access to a PlayStation Now game to stream.
It would be really easy to do, to be honest.
By using PlayStation Now.
Exactly. So, but the thing is, they want you paying through the nose a rip-off price. I mean, anyone who's seen the PlayStation Now pricing will know it's a complete rip-off. They want you paying those prices, basically. So, and indeed, Fred Too Good says no because it would sink PlayStation Now. Muffin Man voted, thanks very much. XL Sound says PlayStation Now is already sunk. Yeah, pretty much. Arrow Munda says hello. Hi Arrow Munda, thanks for joining us. Fishfire, so Resident Evil 2 remake, do you think there will be one? It's interesting because they've remade the first one about 100 times now, whereas the second one was superior in pretty much every respect. A lot of people say the second one's their favourite. I mean, I'm torn between that and Code Veronica. But, I don't know, to be honest, Capcom are the remake kings, especially with Resident Evil, so I think it's a possibility. GSGX agrees, I think. Xenidius, Tomb Raider, same release date as Fallout 4. Oh, what, the exact same date? I didn't know that. I mean, yeah, they may find that they struggle if that's the case. Nikki Grace, Sony remasters everything, they don't need backwards compatibility. Yeah, there is also that. That is actually quite a good point. Xenidius says, I meant they will change the release date to later.
We're talking about PlayStation exclusives as well. We've got to say for Ratchet and Clank, obviously not out this year, but next year.
That's next year, though.
That still looks promising.
Yeah, I mean, if Tomb Raider, I don't think we've actually had an exact date for Tomb Raider. I know we know it's going to be Christmas or pre-Christmas, or so October, November, December. I didn't know that it had actually been given an exact release date, but no. I don't think it has actually. I'm quite sure they won't release on the exact same day as Fallout 4 anyway. Fishfire, Capcom should make a new Dino Crisis game or do a remaster. I wasn't that big a fan of Dino Crisis, to be honest. Right, we're going to have a look at the results of the poll now, guys. So if you want to get a last minute voting, do it right now or your chance will be lost. Atomic Outlaw says Mickey Mouse Channel. That's us! Mutiny Teddy says, so I don't like PS Now, but new $20 per month ain't bad. I think £10 a month would be my absolute top limit for PlayStation.
Because don't forget, these are all previous PlayStation 3 games, which you can pick up dirt cheap, second hand, or even new on Amazon.
Yeah, they're all old games.
Yeah.
Xenidius says Tomb Raider date announced at E3. Oh no, but it's not an exact date though. It's only like Christmas 2016. That's not a date. That's a window. Yeah. That's a 3-month window. I when you say release date. Oh, Mortal Machine says Tomb Raider release date is the same as Fallout 4 at the moment. Oh, okay. Okay, well Matthew's just going to check that while I bring up the results of the poll. I honestly, I didn't realise that actually Tomb Raider had an exact date.
5th. Oh.
No, that's the old one.
Yes.
Rise of the Tomb Raider. You want to type in there? Okay, so we asked which Tomb Raider are you getting? Are you getting the one of the Xbox versions in Christmas 2015? Are you getting the PC version early next year, the PS4 version in Christmas of next year, or are you not interested? Here are the results. Interesting results, yeah. So we have got an impressive 6% of people are going to get one of the Xbox versions this Christmas. That's a grand total of 2 votes. That robot there may very well hang its head in shame. The PC version in early 2016 similarly languishing at 6%. The vast majority are going to wait a whole year and get the PS4 version in Christmas 2016, whereas a significant minority, 33%, are just not the slightest bit interested in Rise of the Tomb Raider.
And the release date seems to be November the 13th.
That's for Rise of the Tomb Raider, is it?
Yeah, that's for Rise of Tomb Raider.
Okay, so check the date for Fallout 4.
Yeah.
So, but don't forget first though to smile for that screenshot. There it is. Yeah, very, very interesting results there actually. Bleedy Eyes has just hit the follow button. Thanks very much, Bleedy Eyes. Welcome to the follow. Really, I enjoyed that poll. That was quite a last minute thing as well. I really had to think about it to come up with that as well. Where are we? Tom Clancy The Division or Rainbow Six Siege, says the animal. Really interesting because they're two totally different types of game. I mean, Rainbow Six Siege is a first-person shooter, whereas The Division is a kind of persistently online third-person shooter. So it's a really tough question. I think as far as co-oping, because we play a lot of co-op games, I think we'll probably get more from The Division. In terms of competitive multiplayer, definitely Rainbow Six. Thanks. Sorry.
Fallout 4 is on the 10th of November.
Oh, okay. So there's like 3 days between them. Okay, so they're not quite the same day,
but very close.
Maybe they'll move Rise of the Tomb Raider a little earlier then. GFB Gaming for Life has just hit the follow button. Thanks ever so much, GFB Gaming for Life. Have I thanked XL Sound, Warcloud One, Zenidius? I may have done. I'm not sure. If I've missed anyone, I apologise. My laptop's kind of playing up at the moment, so I'm missing some of them, I'm afraid. Mutely Teddy, oh yeah, I don't like PS Now because you can't Twitch stream them. Yeah, that's true actually, Mutely Teddy. Yeah, you can't because it's using the internet connection. I suppose it wants to keep that pure. Fallout 4 is going to be big, says Highas420.
Definitely.
Most definitely. I still think it is the biggest threat to The Witcher 3 for Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Fishfire voted a little bit too late there. Mutely Teddy, laugh out loud. What did you expect from PS4 viewers? Oh, they're not all PS4 viewers, Mutely Teddy. We are going out on Twitch as well, so you can actually. We do get people who are watching from their Xbox and on their mobiles.
We do have a regular viewer who tunes in from Xbox One from the Twitch app.
Yes, indeed. So we do actually get a cross section of viewers. Mutely Teddy. XL Sound says, I get bashed a lot for not liking the Fallout games, laugh out loud. Well, if you don't like them, that's fair enough. I can see that they wouldn't be for everyone, to be honest. So like any action RPG, really. I mean, even The Witcher 3 wouldn't be for everyone, to be honest. You'd have to have a bit of a tolerance for the slightly clunky mechanics of it. Atomic Outlaw says, stop taking up bandwidth and go get laid, guys. Is that an offer, Atomic Outlaw? Because we're not interested. This is a guy who's actually taken up our chat bandwidth as well.
Yeah.
Lex Lagos one voted, a little bit too late though. Immortal Machine says shush to Atomic Outlaw. XL Sound, I'll wait for PS3 version, laugh out loud, which is never. Indeed, yeah. Highas420, 11th of November. Nikki, I mean, don't forget there's going to be some differences in regions and the release dates as well. Nikki Bogrease says, I get bashed a lot for not liking the Uncharted games. Ooh, wash your mouth out, Nikki. No, it's
not liking Uncharted games. It's okay, Drake. It's okay.
Yeah. Fair enough, Nikki, but you know. I'm starting. I now know how people feel when we say we don't like The Last of Us. Lex Lagos thinks we're cool, thank you. XL Sound says laugh out loud. Jamie Carroll says gay, yo. Gosh, we've got a lot of gay, but we're always delighted to welcome members of the gay community to Parallax Live. Perhaps you guys could all get together. Jamie Carroll. And indeed, as Immortal Machine says, we welcome all orientations at Parallax Live. Yes, Jamie Carroll, that's quite true. Fishfire, did you kill the man, Michael? Please tell me. Who's the man? Joe Weller says The Undertaker has written Lesnar's going to rest in peace. Is this WWF? I don't know. I mean, I was familiar with WWF when it was called WWF. Now it's not called that. I don't know. Sup says Lex Lagos. Fishfire says if you hate Fallout, I'll kill you and put you in a dumpster. Well, let's not be quite that extreme about it, Fishfire. Mutely Teddy, Matt, you are Drake. Laugh out.
A lot of his fucking comments.
Well, looking at this, you had worse. So, I mean, that's not bad.
I've never even heard of this show before.
I've never heard about a show. I'll say Flaco says sup, guys. Yeah, we're not bad, Flaco. We're just wrapping up actually, Flaco. So sorry, just misses. St Kilda Boy says good show tonight, fellas. Thanks very much, St Kilda Boy. Yeah, we enjoyed it. We hope you did as well. Joe Weller says laughing my arse off, Drake and Josh. I mean, looking at the picture though, I must say, I enjoy a good lookalike.
I don't see it.
You know, even if if it's I don't care if it's if it's either, but if it's a good lookalike, I find it quite funny. But
maybe they're getting mixed up with Nathan Drake.
You wouldn't mind that so much, would you?
No.
Immortal Machine says, good show, guys, as always. Thanks very much, Immortal Machine, and thanks for joining us for it, of course. Mutely Teddy says, Drake and Sheldon. Yeah. I had to cover that shit, didn't it? Atomic Outlaw, did you guys wake up in the same bed?
No.
We didn't, Atomic Outlaw. No, actually, we did. We woke up either side of your bed. Flashfire. I don't know what fish fries are about.
No.
Okay, so we're going to wrap it up there, guys. We'll be back next Saturday in this very channel, twitch.tv/Parallax Live, 3:30 PM British Summer Time. You can go onto our page, there's a schedule there. You can click on the times, it tells you what the times are in your region. We'll be back here next Saturday, 3:30 PM, as we are every Saturday with our talk show. I will be doing the weekly Quiplash session this Wednesday night. Join me at around about 3 AM British Summer Time. Quiplash, a really fun game. You don't need to own the game. You just have to go to a website. You can play along with the website for free. Really good, fun game. Next week on the show, we will be previewing Gamescom even more, and indeed getting ready for when we cover the press conferences, which we will be covering live on this very stream. If you saw our E3 coverage, you'll know what to expect. But basically, if you want to see the press conferences but with commentary from us, then this is the channel for you. We'll also be restreaming it through the PlayStation Network. So even Microsoft Conference, which for some reason they don't seem to be willing to stream it over PSN, but we will be. So there we go. Where are we? Fred Too Good says, "Good stream, lads. See you next week." Thanks, Fred Too Good. Yeah, we'll see you next time. Run Matthew Run says Fish Fry. Joe Weller says, "Guys, if you got time, subscribe to my YouTube channel." Ooh, spam. No, we don't like YouTube around this neck of the woods, I'm afraid, because they've royally shafted us, and I mean royally shafted us. They've literally taken all of our money that we've earned on YouTube, which wasn't much. It was only like 20 quid. And they've just taken it from us, so fuck
and we
YouTube.
can't put adverts on our videos anymore.
That's right. Elvira Rocks, enjoyed your stream as always, Michael. Bye for now. Thanks, Elvira Rocks. The Animal says, "See you guys, I'll tune in next time." Thanks to The Animal. Atomic Outlaw says, "You have absolutely no idea what you're talking about." That's true about 95% of the time. Mutiny Teddy says, "Bye, love you, Drake and Sheldon." Well, we love you too, Mutiny Teddy. Don't forget, you can find a complete archive of this stream eventually. We're having a bit of few issues with our archives at the moment, but it will be within the next few weeks. But you can find an archive of every stream we've done, and indeed stuff that we've made specifically for on demand at patreon.com/Parallax Live. You don't have to pay anything to see the stream. It's all there. It's completely free to access. Although you can subscribe at patreon.com for as little as $1 a month if you so wish, but as I say, it's completely optional. Rocker Billiant says, "Thanks, nice to see you again, both again, bye for now." Thanks, Rocker Billiant. Hopefully we'll see you in the next stream. Okay then, guys, thanks for the chat. Thanks even if you watched and didn't chat. Thanks, Cookie Crusher Ultimate, who's just joined the follow hollow. You're very welcome. And indeed, GBF Gaming for Life and Lex Lagos and Bleedy Eyes and anyone else I may have missed. Mutiny Teddy says, "Suspended twice." Yeah, we've been suspended from Twitch twice now for... They haven't told us why. No. They just have.
So the first one was non-gaming content.
Yeah, the first show was for the first time we were suspended was for non-gaming content. And the second one was for reason other. Okay, well, thanks for that, Twitch.
How many times did you email asking them what other meant?
Yeah, I emailed them about 5 times. They just ignore it. Day Turker Jerb says, "Rise of the Tomb Raider, it's a fail already." Well, on that's pretty much what the post is. On that note, we'll say goodbye. Thanks ever so much, guys, and we'll catch you in the next stream.